using skills development to future-proof your business. Tim Welsh, the Senior Solutions Consultant at Skooks, is going to guide us through their demo, and Tony Johns will be answering questions in the chat. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to their team and Tim to take it away for us.
Thank you, Alexandria. So thanks again for joining. I'm Tim Welsh, and I'm a Senior Solutions Consultant with Skooks. And over the last 22 years, I've worked in the L&D industry, really with customers a lot like you, trying to move the needle on business results through innovative talent development platforms. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. But first, a little bit about Skooks. If you've never heard of us, we've been around since 2012. We have offices in Greece and the US. We are privately held and equity funded, over 2,500 customers, 20 million users in lots of countries all over the world, 29 languages. And I think one of the things that sets us apart is our 93% customer retention and our customer satisfaction. We put those first. When you look at the Skooks platform, it is a talent development platform. It really has everything you need to deliver an impactful workplace learning experience in one platform. And that's a modern LMS with attachments to skills, goals, performance reviews, business impact, Kirkpatrick Level 5, and coaching and mentoring, as well as many other great features. If you look at our topic of discussion today, really upskilling or training on skills or improving skills across the enterprise. A couple of interesting statistics that we found, as you see here, that employees with professional development ops typically have higher retention rates, so they want to stay longer. 92% of employees said having access to professional development is very important to them, so they can continue to grow. And then 15% said they were much more engaged when they had access to some sort of professional development. And the word that I see being used across the industry is upskilling. And whether it's a new word or it's the rephrasing of an old word, it's really getting additional skills either in the job that you're in today or a job that you might aspire to be in the future. And it's not just training or education, it's also experiences. So let's take a look at Skooks and let's talk about how we can help you out. I'm first going to be coming into Skooks as just as a learner, and we want to kind of familiarize ourselves with a platform. And I've come in as Beth, and Beth works for a food services company. She happens to be new. She's been hired as a team member, but they'd like to see her moving into a leadership role fairly soon because she has leadership experience. So her page, what she gets with Skooks when she lands here is something that's really driven by what we know about her. What job role is she in? What department is she in? What business unit? And then we'll be making recommendations to her on different types of training experiences that can help her really close any type of a skill gap that she might have. So Skooks is, like I said, a modern platform which front and center delivers them the training that they need. And again, some of this training is going to be to prepare Beth for the role that she's in today and then also in the future. These are gadgets. We've got 30 some odd of those that can be placed here to really deliver the learning experience that you would like and to ensure that upskilling is taking place. We're modern in that you can see we've got games, we've got leaderboards. Also, Skooks was built first to work on mobile. So we like to say that we'll meet you where you are working to deliver training. It's a very simple and easy and friendly system to use with a show me how capability that'll walk you through how to do and how to perform some of the different tasks in Skooks. If we just look a little bit further into the system, we'll see that, not only online training, not only videos, testing and assessment, skills assessment, all those type of things. But Skooks also supports instructor-led and virtual training as well. What we see at the bottom of the screen are a couple things that are very helpful to employees. One is going to be what we call promoted resources. And this is what we really would consider as microlearning. So in the job role that Beth is in today, we have got some short videos, some documents that will help her to quickly learn if she needs to any specific topic that is relevant that we placed reference material in there for. So think of it more as a repository. To the left, we see a capability called adaptive learning, which is really all about upskilling. Adaptive learning will suggest courses to you, and especially for Beth, if we know her skill level or her proficiency level as it pertains to a set of skills. So right now, Skooks is recommending some different courses to her, different types of training to help her close any type of a gap that she might have. And then, of course, to get there, we had to do a skill assessment. So quite a bit to kind of sprint through, but the end user phase is super simple and it needs to be engaging. As I said, she can complete a lot of the training online or she could take it offline on her mobile device. I want to go to the Me tab and just talk a little bit about this. Skooks was built as a modern LMS to really focus on the learner. And here I can see that Beth, over a period of time, has accumulated a number of badges. So she's been very successful. She's completed training. She's also moved along in different types of what we call gamification. So we can have games that are set up that have to do with accumulating points and then moving from level to level. Again, all stuff that is in a modern LMS. And you can even take a look at what she's been up to. So we're really looking here at Beth and saying, okay, over a period of time, what type of training has she been taking? What's she most interested in? And what has she maybe not been doing? What are areas that we can get her into? So we've looked at this from a very, very pragmatic and analytical perspective. So Beth can always see where she's at today and kind of plan for where she wants to head in the future. So with that, let's look at a couple things here. I want to go to something called the dashboard, and I'm just going to bring a few things to your attention. We're talking about skills development. We're talking about upskilling, and Skooks addresses that directly with something called adaptive learning. In this example, Beth happens to be a team member. She's got 5 skills or competencies that are associated with her. She has been assessed by her manager or perhaps a group of people on those skills. So it could be somebody, it could be a trainer, or it could be a manager or what have you, but she's got a set of skills. She's been assessed and she's very, very proficient. So she has a strength level of 85%. So imagine this being like the battery strength on your battery for your cell phone. So she's doing quite well in the role that she's in today. She's progressed up or down over time. She can see where she stands amongst her peers in more or less like a stack ranking. So we see that with her proficiency level, she's number 2 or number 3 when it comes to her job. Also, if we're looking at skills or competencies, we can see where she's at. That's also going to be helpful for managers if they're looking at succession planning. They're looking at putting people into respective roles and trying to find the best people for those openings. And then here, this is something that's just pretty amazing. What Skooks is saying is, hey, Beth, we're looking at your skills and the proficiency level that you're at today and the role that you're in. Here is a position that a lot of those skills or competencies would translate to quickly. And if you would like to improve, you can come here. So with just a couple clicks, Beth is able to see a complete snapshot of where she stands with the job role that she's in today, her skill level, and then perhaps a role that she might want to evolve into. And she can look at the different courses that she might need to take. Skooks is going to show you this impact factor that says, hey, with 1.0 being almost 100%, she's going to need some leadership type of training if she wants to move into that leadership role. But there's some other skills that she has that she can continue to improve. So again, Skooks it almost presents like a prescriptive type approach and a very learner-centric approach to upskilling and to development. So just to recap, what we quickly saw was exactly where Beth stands today with the skill set she has, and then also the availability of some other roles that are out there. We'll get into this with career pathing, kind of what it takes for her to get to the next level. Beth is going to have a couple choices. Skooks has got the ability to push out training automatically, like a lot of LMSs do. We can be very, very specific. Beth, you're getting this training because of the job role you're in, the department, location, business unit, any of those things. Any specific criteria that you want to use can drive and push this training out to her. So if you're an administrator, Skooks is automated. She's going to get all the notifications around you need training, you have training to take, you have training that needs to be complete, and here's suggested training. So we can keep in touch with her. We can really engage with her. The mobile app, of course, is going to contact you with notifications. Even if you have an Apple Watch or a smartwatch, you can get notifications on there as well about training that's happening. So that's probably one of the other huge benefits of Skooks is its ability to engage with the learner. So let's get started. I'm going to hop into this course and we're going to talk a little bit about the type of training that Skooks can deliver. And in this case, this is a course that I put together. It's got to do with some training she needs to complete to get up to speed in the food service industry. So we can bring in documents easily. And it could be case studies, it could be policy documents, it could actually be any of those things. And we can see that this is complete. It could be a SCORM object. It could also be just a short video. And this is something that we got from YouTube. You could actually bring video in here that you could actually take the video on your phone. So that's real simple to do. Here's something that makes us different. We've got the ability to take literally any video, bring it into Skooks, and then you've got the ability to layer questions on top of it. And in this case, what you're going to see a few seconds into the video, you're going to see a prompt for a question. So if we're talking about upskilling and we're talking about getting training put together quickly, Skooks gives you that ability as an administrator. So you can put relevant training in front of the trainee. And then we can ask questions along the way to keep them very engaged. So another plus or another benefit to Skooks learning. We'll go through a couple other learning modes here to talk about those and just to share some of the features that Skooks brings. OJT checklist. So a lot of times when we're trying to train people either in heavily industries that are heavily regulated with compliance, manufacturing or what have you, an OJT checklist is very important. So this is assigned to Beth, maybe to make sure that she knows and understands how to operate in a couple specific areas of the organization. In this checklist, you would come up with all the items on the checklist. She would check off each of these individually, and then the manager would be expected to complete this. So once Beth checks off on all these items saying, yep, I can do everything here, and she signs off on it, the next step would be that the manager could become involved and the manager would actually sign off on it. And this is a great opportunity if we're talking about upskilling for either a coach and a mentor, and we're going to get to that in a second, to get with Beth one-on-one, not online, but one-on-one, and to discuss all these individual topics. And we can take a look at how she can be assessed on how she completes the checklist or how she performs. Quickly, I'm going to go to the mobile device and I'm going to be the trainer or the manager that's going to complete the checklist for Beth. And again, the thing about checklists that I really like is that you can create them in really any shape or size. There's lots of different options around whether you're uploading a video to it, people are just answering questions, but you can tailor it to the specific type of learning that Beth needs to learn about. So you'll notice here that many of the capabilities that are in Skooks are also going to be available on the mobile device. And the manager is able to quickly come here and to look at the team in a quick snapshot, to look at the team members, kind of who's done and who's not with training. And then also you see the ability to launch any type of training, suggested courses. Again, this is going to be adaptive learning, recommending training to the manager and helping that person upskill in these areas. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually go to look at the members. Quickly, I can see all the team members, how they're doing and completing any type of training. I'm going to go to that specific checklist, and we're going to finish that for Beth. So I'm the manager. I have a conversation with Beth about these specific topics and the role that she's in today. I've got the ability to provide any type of feedback. Maybe it's a performance level, maybe it's even comments. So any type of documentation to in person really help her prepare or get ready faster for the job role that I would like her in. Then when the manager is done, they can simply sign off. Now they've saved this. So again, in what we're looking at here, we're looking at a course. We're looking at many different learning delivery types that can be provided and utilized to help upskill your workforce. And also at any point in time from the mobile device, which is what I love about mobile, is quickly any manager can look at team members and they can see if they're consuming any type of training. So I can come to Beth. I want to look a little bit deeper, look at all the 6 courses that she's working on. So right away, you get a good idea of what she's involved in, if she's working on professional development or she's completing the compliance training. I see she hasn't started the preparing to be a leader, but I can simply touch this and I can communicate with Beth and say, hey, great job on the training that you're moving through. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, so quickly, like we saw, manager gets a quick snapshot, complete transparency into how the team is doing. Everything that we're looking at here in Skooks today is going to be available on mobile. You also have the ability to set mobile up. So certain types of feature functionality are not turned on or not available. There's different types of collaboration that would allow people to share information with each other and train each other, really. But we can also see all the training that needs to be taken. Courses are going to be available. The course catalog is available. Also, the library, as we call it, which is going to be just a catalog of micro-learning that can be available to access. And then managers can even complete things such as coaching events here. So let's talk a little bit about coaching and mentoring with Skooks. So Skooks has this coaching and mentoring capability. It really allows you to put a framework around coaching. It allows the manager or the trainer to create and set up sessions with their teammates or folks that they would have access to, depending on how you set permissions. In this case, what we've done is we've set up a couple sessions. One is with Beth. They are specified by date and time, as well as a form. So we're just going to look at the one that's put together for Beth here. So it's happening April 21st. It's going to be at 1 p.m. It's going to be a 1-hour meeting. And in this meeting, this is going to be a great time for this manager to really share direction and feedback with Beth on the particular job that she's looking at or a particular topic. And in this case, we're preparing her to be a new manager. So you can create a form. That form can have specific questions. You can document kind of what's happening in the session. So you'll always have this as a matter of record for Beth, the fact that this session took place and that you had a number of topics that you moved through. You got feedback from Beth, and there can even be a sign off on both sides. So it's very, very flexible and very, very configurable to really come up with the type of coaching interaction that you're used to. So again, as I mentioned, the sign-off's capable here, as well as the ability to take notes. This is totally new to Skooks. We've got some customers that are using it, one that specifically asked for it, but it's a great feature because Beth can get the feedback that she needs from the manager. She can make her adjustments, and then she can move on. And all the while you saw that this is all available on mobile. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just transition from mobile back to the desktop, and we have a couple more topics that we can cover, and we'll get into some of the other types of training, some of the other types of content that is available in Skooks. And again, all really focusing on, all really touching on upskilling and the type of learning that Skooks can deliver to help you get those things done. A test, of course, of any type of a test could have some sort of an assessment that can actually drive skill levels or skill rating levels up or down. So we've got a great testing and assessment tool that supports, I believe we're up to 8 different types of questions. It could be true, false, multiple choice, multiple select. We've even got some different types of questions that have to do with matching, like you see here. Put together a quick test for the CEO of a pizza place because he wanted to make sure all of his cooks knew how to build the right type of pizza in order, and they liked it a lot. So there's some really cool stuff that we're doing with testing. Surveys are also available, so you can utilize surveys to get feedback on the developmental training that you're pushing out to your team. And also we support question level analysis through reporting. So you're always going to be able to see how folks are doing on those different types of assessments that you have. Okay, almost at the end of the line here, just kind of walking through the course. Again, touching on things that can help you with upskilling. Virtual training is, as we know, is huge today, or it could be classroom training. And using Skooks, we've got integrations with a number of the different virtual classroom vendors that are out there, including Zoom, Microsoft Teams, that you can include this in your training. And so folks would not necessarily need to be in person. All right. So with that, I'm just going to bounce back to the home page, and I'm going to move through a couple of other areas. Probably one of the most exciting areas is I'm going to go to the library. We'll talk about that. This library can contain specific, very, very specific items that have to do with the industry that you're in. Mostly we'd be hoping that this would have microlearning, PDFs, PowerPoints, or documents that might help Beth if she has questions. So this is content. She could even rate the content. She could share the content with others. So here is an example of collaboration. So she can find content that she really likes, and she can share it with others. If you would give her the ability, or certain folks on a team, they can actually add content that would require, let's say, an approval process. So this is any type of PDF, PowerPoint, or video. Now, moving down to the area that I'm really excited about, Skooks has just released a capability called external content, which is, they are curated content channels, 47 different curated content channels. I'm just going to go into one of those here that provides from and through YouTube just some great content on, through TED Ed or the TED series, or leadership management through TED or Harvard Business Review. I just see a great value here in the amount of information that's available, that I'm sure there's something here for everybody. But it's like a library. You can come in here and you can actually search, and you can browse through the different collections of content that are available. So I've actually built a course with one of these, and let's take a look at what it looks like. I'm going to come here to launch it, and whenever I start it, here it is. And so this is a couple of videos that have to do with leadership. And this is from Stanford Business. So this is just top-notch content. That my point is, the value here is that this is included with Skooks. This would be enabled during implementation. And this could be either people could, through self-service, they could browse through this, or you could take parts of this training, you can actually put it together in a course like I've done here, and you can actually assign that to folks. All right. Other ways of self-service. So I see that as a couple of things. A great resource that you could use to put together just the right type of training that you would need for somebody looking to upskill. Also, in the course catalog, same sort of thing. We can make specific courses available to specific audiences. And you even have the ability here to search for content by skills. Okay, so Skooks is recommending it to you through adaptive learning, but it's also going to allow you to browse for that training here in the catalog. All right, moving right along. A couple of other things that we do pretty well are collaboration. And maybe you want folks to teach each other. So you could have a managers group that would allow and provide collaboration. So folks would have the ability to share their thoughts, share videos, ask questions to subject matter experts around perhaps managing in your organization. It's a great place for folks to get together. And also, once people are part of a captive audience, it's very easy to share content with them and to rate content. So think of this as a destination, almost like a Facebook page that folks could come to, kind of a membership only type of things that will allow them to collaborate. Again, in this case, the upskilling has got to do with learning from each other. As we move towards the end here, we've only got a couple minutes. I want to talk a little bit about performance. And with Skooks, again, you saw that there are skills that can be associated with job roles, but we can also put together SMART goals. With a SMART goal, if you've got a real specific idea of what you want to do around development to upskill, what you'll be able to do in Skooks is set timelines and a parameter. So it's their SMART goals, starting date and ending date. Also put together tasks on a checklist and courses that would be associated with that plan. So they would have the ability to actually take any of the courses that you've included in this plan. And this would be a collaborative effort between the manager and the employee. Okay, with a couple minutes left, there's a few items that I would like to get to. I'll make sure that I don't forget. Skooks has got a very unique product called Business Impact. And the real question is, we've had a discussion today around training and upskilling. The question is always, did this training, did it make a difference in your organization? Did it move the needle? And with Business Impact, you could bring in things like monthly revenue, customer satisfaction, KPIs or metrics that are corporate, and you can compare those to the learning plans that you have. So maybe we're looking at a certain type of sales training that took place, or we're looking at a certain type of customer service training that took place. What we can do is we can look at business results. We can compare those to completion rates and success rates with exams and see if there's a correlation, or if we're not hitting the mark, we need to quickly make changes. But it at least gives you an idea of whether the training that you're working so hard on and investing in is making a difference and moving the needle on business results. Okay, I think we're probably at the end of our time here. We've got, I think, 2 minutes left. I want to pause and see if there are any questions. Anything that was not answered?
Oh, lots of questions that we didn't get to, but one I see that just came in was about business impact. Is this available as an extra add-on, or is it always part of the Skooks package?
Everything with Skooks is included. Everything that I've shown is included with Skooks. It's not an add-on.
Cool. Another question, when you were talking about performance and creating development plans, can you integrate within external performance management systems?
It really depends on what integrate means. Typically, I see that as an exchange of data. So we have APIs and web services. We can definitely bring data in and push data out if needed. If it's a specific integration, we would just like to know more about it, and we'll give you a great answer.
We have lots of engaged attendees watching, so I know we won't get to all of these questions in the next minute. Let's see, did we get to John's question? Can content be mapped to individuals' roles and learning plans.
Absolutely. Skooks delivers almost prescriptive learning experience. So you could associate specific content and training with specific roles. Absolutely.
Can you customize a dashboard to align with company branding standards or colors?
We would just need to know what those look like. So it's something, yeah, all the branding that you see here is changeable.
Cool. Okay. We are at the 2:45 mark. So what are next steps for folks who are clearly interested and we just scratched the surface of Skooks' platform today?